people that you think are strong, and they're gonna play you because all they got to do is flatter you and give you compliments. And I think that was a great moment for her, the way she dressed him.
She called him a simp.
And nobody, and nobody's
you a duck.
And nobody's ever like called him on his BS like that.
Yes.
Within the party, outside of the party.
Yeah.
What up? It's Three Brothers No Sense, your favorite barbershop style podcast. I'm Tavares Ferguson, aka Ferg, joined my co-host Buff and Rozzy. And we got a special guest. Rozzy, I'm gonna let you introduce your man's. It's not his first time on the show, but go ahead and take it away.
Yeah. We'll just start off with it's the Trey Dog. Want to introduce everybody to my Trey, Brandon Davis.
Is that some of that fraternity stuff?
Yeah. Q Dog all the way. But also, Brandon is the assistant professor for poli-science at the Murphy Institute at Tulane University right now. So he is also the brother's senior political science correspondent. So we had to bring him on because we had a debate this last week, and so we had to bring Brandon on so we can kind of talk of that. So this is probably going to be a political heavy episode. So Brandon, thank you for joining us, brother. I'll turn it over to you. Anything on your mind? Anything you want to get off your chest before we get started?
Oh man, what a debate!
Yeah.
What a debate, man! You think about how the level of discourse has changed in the United States in the past, 8 years, to where people are talking about folks eating dogs and cats at a presidential debate. Completely false, made up stories at a presidential debate.
Oh, we're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it. We definitely gonna get into it. So how you been doing, man? How you're in New Orleans?
Yeah. I mean, last time I was in Kansas.
I know.
I'm in New Orleans.
You relocating.
It's my third year at Tulane.
It's been that long.
Yeah.
That means that we've been doing the show for a minute.
Yeah. I've been here for a minute.
Yeah. So So the reason I brought that up, before we started the show, we were talking about, the storm, and you were prepping and stuff for like that for the show, prepping for the storm. How did that turn out for you?
Actually, for us, it went pretty well. My neighborhood, my little part of the neighborhood didn't flood, and actually my street was one of the few lucky streets that didn't lose power. So it was sitting pretty over here for the most part, and
But you were ready.
No complaints. Yeah, I was ready. I went to Lowe's, got a big old generator.
You part of the generator club?
Man, I went and bought a big 6,000 watt generator. I almost bought the kit to where you could plug it up to your meter box, but I was scared I'm going to electrocute myself.
No, you don't do that. You don't do that. Get you an electrician. Get you an electrician, because that's what saves us, is we just roll it out, plug it into our circuit box, and it
run everything off of it.
Yeah, man. It is a blessing.
Yeah, that's what I wanted. I was like, man, I could do that. I was looking at YouTube videos, and I was like, man, that's a lot of voltage. I think I'm going to just hold out.
Yeah.
That's going to be instant death. It's different changing a light fixture or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But all that juice coming from the wine.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like that's the play. And even you didn't even have to be an electrician or an engineer to figure that out, huh?
No.
No better.
Too much.
All right. Who we got up next? Rozzy, what's good with you?
Couple things, man. I just wanted to say that Netflix has been doing this thing, and the Kaos came out. I don't know if y'all I mentioned it a couple episodes ago. So it is a new take on the Greek gods. So it's really cool. It's like they took the stories and put them in current day. So it's not like a continuation where like the gods are still here. So you're seeing some of the interplay between like Troy and all of that, and like how that works, and the how it was back then, but they put it in a current day setting. So it's really a cool take on it. It's a little slow. at the beginning, but it ramps up and it really gets into kind of the mythology and everything. So, Brandon, you said you binged it, right? So I haven't finished it. I've only seen 3 episodes. So what were your thoughts on it?
Oh yeah, I love it. I mean, I think I like the Greek gods because their pantheos is like, they're like normal people. So they have all the same failings, all the same vices and stuff as normal people. And it kind of reminds me of like The Boys. Because like the boys would be like how superheroes would really be. They would be normal people with vices. And that's how the Greek gods are. You know, they don't like each other. They scheming, they plotting, they doing all this stuff. So
it could be a reality show. I haven't seen Kaos, but like the whole Zeus and
Hera.
Hera, That is a reality show. He got baby mama drama, all kind of stuff. And she might be the most spiteful chick in the game, though. She ready to end the world type stuff. So anytime I look at anything that has to do with Greek gods, I always see if the Zeus and Hera dynamics aren't interesting, if it ain't popping off, then it's not a good show. That's where all the drama. That's where all the drama starts. So.
Yep. So it was that, and they also dropped a movie called Rebel Ridge. I don't know if y'all have had a chance to see that. But it's kind of a new take on like Rambo. It gives me like real Rambo vibes. You know, Marine goes into a city, they mess with him a little bit, and then he just got to go in and take them all out type stuff. So, you know, it's a real good kind of thing. A little bit of Jack Reacher feel to it. So, but it's long as I don't know what. It's like 2 hours and 10 minutes or something like that. It's a real long movie. So
it's not that long, man.
What?
I don't think it's 2 hours.
It is.
You watch Marvel movies that are like 3 hours. What are you talking about?
2 hours.
It felt long, man. I don't know. It was like maybe it's like the pacing's just kind of bad in it. But overall the action's good. He's a new character. I've never seen him in anything else. The lead man in it. So it was pretty good. So liking that, and I'm excited, man, about Agatha all along. So back to the Marvel and Disney stuff. So that comes out next week. I think that's going to be kind of good. If you're into kind of witches, covens, that type of stuff. I talked about the old girl from The Craft a couple episodes ago. You know, kind of my little crush. So it's that same thing. I think that I think it's going to be really good. It looks like it's going to be cool. So, you know, if you like Sabrina the Teenage Witch or Sabrina, I don't know what was it? Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, any of that type stuff. I think it's going to be kind of along those lines. So I think Disney's going to do right with that. I told you I'm back on Marvel right now. So we'll see after it actually comes out. So, but that's all I got, man.
I've seen Wolverine and Deadpool.
Oh, you got to see that, man. It's so good.
Oh, you missing out. That
I got a 2-year-old. I don't get to go to the movies.
Transformers 1 comes out next weekend. I got an early showing. I'm going to see it tomorrow at 5. So, you know, even with the 2-year-old, you might be able to go see that one. So I don't know. He might not be able to sit down for an hour and a half. So take him to the Paw Patrol movie. That's all I got, man.
Dang, man, you had like happy stuff. I got like serious stuff. In Ferg State, not his city, but his state, Stephenville, Texas, was a young man by the name of Bradley Cadenhead. I found this story interesting. When he was 15, he dropped out of school. He was getting bullied, and he wound up creating this persona on Discord, and he was like convincing like 14-year-old girls to cut themselves and send him nude pictures, and then he would blackmail them to do more stuff for him. He got like other underage girls to send him nudes of themselves. And I wanted to bring this up, one, because I know a lot of people's kids play Roblox, and he frequent Roblox a lot, as well as Discord and some of these other platforms. And just make sure you talk to your kids, because you know, he was convincing these young girls to do a lot of things. But what was interesting, man, they gave him 80 years for child porn possession. I do think that's going to be reduced at some point, but just the fact that he's in his second year of this 80-year sentence. But he just admitted that,
How old is he?
He's 19 now, but he was 15 when he started all of this. He was cutting himself. And to the parents' credit, like his parents divorced when he was 15. He said that's when he kind of fell apart. His dad tried to get him help. His dad saw him in the bathroom one day, curled up with cuts on his arms, and he started cutting himself a lot, got attracted to torture videos. The dad said whenever he would take him to a health facility or a psychiatric ward to get help, they would just give him a different dose of medicine and send him home. So he was trying to get him help, and he even said, like, I'm not trying to make my son a victim. I'm not excusing what he did, but at some point, he was a victim, and nobody would help us. So check that story out. Bradley Cadenhead, Stephenville, Texas, 80 years. That was crazy. And also, man, there's a lot of talk about AI. I know Rozzy first brought it up. I think it was earlier this year you brought it up, Rozzy. You was playing around with it. Well, Apple, Samsung, and a lot of other cell phone giants are thinking about, or pretty much are going to, I know Amazon is going to do it with Alexa. They're going to have you pay a subscription fee to use AI features. So just wanted to bring up another way the companies are going to try to get in your pocket. That's all I got, though, man. Those two things.
Well, speaking of AI, Terminator Zero on Netflix is turning out pretty good. I don't know if you saw any of that. It definitely gives me that old Terminator vibe. I'm only on episode 4 or 5, but it's pretty gruesome, so it's not anything you'll watch with the kids, but definitely good. I want to say I brought this movie up again, or this show up, Three Body Problem. Have you, either one of you guys seen that?
Nah, but good looking out on the Terminator. I ain't even
Terminator. It's animated.
Oh, yeah. It's animated, but it's good. Yeah,
but it kind of talks about that, give you that doomsday setup and all that stuff. But Three Body Problem, I can't even explain it without spoiling it, and I probably still wouldn't do it as justice. It's just I wouldn't even say a post-apocalyptic type show. You know what I'm saying? Like it's pretty good. It has a lot of sci-fi aspect. It has a lot of AI aspects. It's Ryza, you would like it. If you're really into sci-fi, I think it's something you would like. I can't even explain, but check it out. So Three Body Problem.
Okay.
But that, and I can't believe nobody brought it up. You know, we had a couple of tough losses this week. First of all, you know, I'm gonna drop my voice like this and give a shout out to Luke, I Am Your Father, the Barry White of acting.
My son works.
Oh my God. We ain't even gotta say his name. He is. What's your favorite? Is that your favorite line?
Probably, Your Highness. The guests are waiting.
Let them wait. Oh man,
that's the one right there.
I don't know if he's TV's dad, the movie dad. I don't know, but
he was Mufasa.
Yeah,
he's been the dad on everything. You know, Star Wars.
James Earl Jones for everybody who.
My bad. Like, you gotta say.
We're talking like everybody know him. Like
you should know. You should know.
If you don't know him,
the voice of those CNN commercials.
If we got that far and you didn't know who he was, you losing your black card. Like black card is gone.
I don't even think it's a black card. That dude's just a dynamic actor. That voice that it pierces through everything. So we'll never hear that voice again, and he'll be missed. 93 years old though.
Oh yeah, he didn't look 93, and I don't like how folks are like all of a sudden trying to bring up this whole he didn't like black women and everything like that, bringing up that his when he was younger, and he kind of mentioned he had like a white girlfriend or something like that, and he was talking about women being militant and things like that. I think it was around the 70s type thing. He was like, black women are militant. He didn't like that, and he had a white girlfriend there. But it's one of those things that's how he felt at the time. I don't think he was negative towards any black women. I mean, especially if you look at some of the black cinema and media and how he drove that there. I don't like how they're trying to twist it now and bring that up. Like, you know, they didn't have 93 years to bring it up before now. So, you know, don't try to mess up his legacy.
That's what they do.
That's a uniquely liberal problem. Going back and finding ways to make sure people aren't, or push people out the tent. That's a uniquely liberal thing.
Yeah.
It's just like everybody has done things that they wish they hadn't have done, right? But what are they doing now, right?
Right.
Who gives a shit about who he was dating?
One comment.
Wasn't even alive.
One chick in 93 years.
Yeah.
You get a screw up, right? You get one.
Yeah, he didn't even do nothing wrong to nobody. He just was dating somebody. He wasn't even like harming anybody. He just was like, I prefer to date this type of person or whatever.
Yeah. So that
that's
was
a uniquely liberal problem.
It kind of came out of nowhere, and
That's my first.
But I mean,
I don't doubt it.
Me too.
Yeah, I've never heard that, but with 93 years, you got to have some kind of drama, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Who else died?
Yeah. I mean, Mr. Joy and Pain, Frankie Beverly himself.
Oh man,
77 years old.
It was a lot of sad.
He was so much older than that.
A lot of sad aunties and mamas out there, man.
Nah, man. And I think with Beyonce's "Before I Let Go" remix or remake, I don't know what the heck you would call it. It repopularized his music.
Mm-hmm.
So "Before I Let Go," everybody's new black cha-cha slide. That's a cha-cha slide of Gen
Alpha? Z?
maybe millennials and Gen Z. I feel like
it's funny that "Before I Let Go" is like a song about saying goodbye.
Oh yeah, it's like a breakup song.
Electric slide too.
It'd be played at every wedding. You make me happy, and it's like, no, you made me happy. When somebody replayed that, it's like, you gotta be BSing because it's a love song, right? you're celebrating. It's like, listen to the words, even the title. Before I let go, it's like, so that's another one we lost. So let's get out the rest of the week without anything else big happening. But that was the local thing. I know it was
for the very black week,
including, but the W we took some L's, we got some W's, and we'll talk about that in a little while. Maybe potentially maybe I have a biased interpretation of what happened. So.
Well, I got one more person that might not be moving any still, and that's Michelle, because Uncle Shay Shay took her through it.
I don't know if that was a W or L or
man. I saw it online, but I didn't turn the volume on because I didn't know what was going on. So I just like, whatever. He doing something stupid or whatever. Then I realized what happened. I was like, damn, I wish I would have heard that. That time I didn't even go into town. I'm not gonna think I was baby boy.
He got it. And of course, it was split decision, split acceptance, a reception to it. Some people thought he was going to be fired. Some people were just mad at him. There was conspiracy theories.
Mad at him.
I think what happened initially, they came out and said he was hacked. So his people said he was hacked, and then everybody started talking about how you can't get hacked and accidentally go on live. Like you gotta there's 4 or 5 steps to go on live. So maybe he tried to time it differently, didn't think he was going whatever, but he had to have done it. And so then he finally came back out and was like, yeah, I did it. I didn't mean to go live while that was happening.
But he said he's never been on live.
Right. And that's what he's saying. It's like I didn't know I was going live. Like I was doing something, messing with my phone before, and it just so happens that it launched live and then he got into it. So I don't know.
He is of that generation. He is of that generation where he don't know how the phone works.
Messing up.
Your dad's younger brother and stuff asking you how to get on the Facebook.
The Facebook.
I'll make you do this on the Facebook.
Yeah. So he came out he did a special episode of his podcast and admitted to it, and him and Ocho joked about it, and it was cool. He doesn't air again until Monday. Well, he won't be. ESPN still has him. He won't air again on First Take until Monday, and I know that's going to be a hot topic because Stephen A is going to jump all over it.
Yeah.
They go. Ain't got nothing to do with sports.
But
I think he'll probably start off the show with an apology, but I don't think they're gonna. I would be surprised if they discuss it.
I don't know who you apologize to on First Take, and that audience can't be heavily women. I don't think.
It wasn't even women. It's just people get offended.
The fans, and so he has to. Even if it's 10 women that's watching it, it's like he gotta apologize.
No, you have a lot of people in the community said it was staged because there's rumors that he's gay, and that it was a cover up. So it was a plan.
Oh man,
it's like dudes can't even mess up, and it's. I don't think, and I'm gonna
the 10-4's coming on, Buff. Like,
it's funny because I didn't believe he was gay until this. Now it's like maybe you might be, because if you listen to the audio, it's highly suspectful. And then just how he talked about it, like Ferg said on the nightcap, it's like the first comment you bring up, man, Cat Williams called and told me you ain't gay today. Like. That's what you wanted to get out of this, because we know he's sensitive to the gay rumors. We've seen him threaten Mike Epps. We've seen him get highly upset over it, and it's been coming at him on and on and on. And I can see this being leaked and say this will get him off my back.
Yeah.
Well, let's get into it then. Let's go. Let's take it there. As a black male. Especially his generation, going back to his generation, one of the worst things you can be for them to be assumed is gay, and attacking his manhood, especially coming from that's Unc, right? Like he's Unc. He's from that generation. He played football. He played down and dirty football. He was a man's man. He played tight end. That is a rare position that is. It's toughness with skill. Like it's when you look at, especially on offense, it's a blend of everything.
He played with those less glamorous too. Like Travis Kelce gets the ball a lot. He had to do a lot of blocking.
And still was out there, Hall of Famer, 3-time Super Bowl champion. So that generation, and in today's society where it's so easy, and not so easy, it's so common to attack somebody's sexuality, if somebody started a rumor that one of us was gay and you didn't pay attention, but it became this ongoing topic, how do you defend yourself? The more you defend yourself, the more gay you sound, or you're sassy and all this stuff. Well, if you weren't gay, it wouldn't bother you. I mean, it's I don't know what he is. I really don't care, but it's one of those things where I was talking to somebody the other day. I don't even think when we talk about the gay agenda, I think what's bigger than a gay agenda is a homophobic agenda, right? It's almost, it's they're attacking you, and it's just like, you don't even know what to do. Like you have to, it's so hard to fight. And
you're damned if you do, damned if you don't.
There's no, and what's so wrong with being called gay, right? Like now if somebody called you gay, why are you offended? It's like, I don't know. I'm just not gay. Like you can't even be mad that somebody called you gay. What do? You can't defend yourself, because when you defend yourself, you're offending other people, right? Does that change who you are? And so I don't know. It's funny that's even, I'm not even saying it's a possibility, but that's even a part of this scenario. And if it is staged, let's say it was staged, Buff, I'll have a half a tin hat on. Maybe it was staged, but maybe it was staged, but he's still not gay. It was staged like, I'm going to prove that I'm not gay, but this is how I'm going to prove that I'm not gay. But now you sound, like you said, I ain't really think about it, but now you sound even more gay. Like, once again, Brandon said, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't.
I'm Byron. He got Cat Williams to say it. So he got what he wanted from it. Cat is he has a bigger platform than I do.
Yeah, but well, Byron and Cat. Well, no, Cat don't believe it now, but Byron does. So
I think it'd be hard to hide the fact that he's gay in today's social media network, where anybody he fool with can make millions of dollars by going somewhere and spilling the story. So unless you were just in love with this man, You know what I mean? Like, why wouldn't somebody hooked up with
Dwight
say something?
Dwight hid that for a while though.
Somebody told on him. They came out.
But Dwight was on some like mannish, like almost kidnapping, forcefully sexually assaulting type thing. And then you have people. I think there's people who just are who they are, and they're not looking for anything out of it. Just like men.
People were shocked at Diddy. Like out of all the bad stuff Diddy was accused of, that's the one that everyone. Oh man, no Diddy.
Yeah, and also the fact that no Diddy. Also the fact that you have all these star athletes who cheat on their wives, and that's a story to tell. It's not the same story, but it's a story to tell that you can go make millions on. You go sleep with LeBron James, you go sleep with Michael Jordan, whoever, and that woman can make millions of dollars for either telling her story or not telling her story, however you want to look at it. It could be the same thing. So there's just people who just say, I understand why, and if he is, it's probably people who understand in the community why he hasn't said anything, because it potentially would spoil his image. You know, and that's a huge thing. Outing is a huge thing in the community. So it's one of those things that he's probably he's messing with folks that would probably never out him like that anyway. So I mean, I could see it being where it's like we're gonna do our thing and not come out.
We said that would be like no new friends. That would be like no new friends, because while he was playing football, they may not have known who he was, but now he got the podcast and stuff. He's way more popular now on TV than he was playing football.
Yeah,
and the rumors really started from something silly. The new word everybody likes to use, sassy. He stepped out that SUV.
With that bag.
With the bag, and he looked real sassy. And then you add that his nickname is Shay Shay, and people it just took on a life of its own.
And I didn't see the whole video. I saw a meme, and maybe there's a video. But the thing about it, a meme can catch anybody doing anything the wrong way. You know, like you could be the toughest nigga in the world. You can getting out the SUV and farting at the same time, and you kind of toot your ass up, and all of a sudden, while he tuning his ass up, he trying to get poked. It's like,
well, you already know black men can't do anything. We can't do anything, bro.
No. I thought when I saw the picture, he's just too big to dress like that.
And that's
right. Skinny leg jeans are not built for people who are made like him. 6. So I don't even know how tall he is. He's huge cock diesel dude.
DeMarcus.
Yeah.
Talking to you.
But it's funny. It's funny because I say that, like, I used to joke once, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna start a bruh fashion line called Small Bruh Fashion for big bruhs. You know, big bruh, we want to wear all like bruh. You know, the small bruh, the jeans and all that stuff, because you got all these bruhs who be like, bro, you too big to wear that. But I wanted to capitalize off, they want to dress like me or Risey. It's like, I got this small bruh fashion for you, bruh. But either way, it's just crazy that this is the world we live in, that something so simple, and it's not even, like you said, Buff, it's sassy. But dude talk back. If dude just seems too emotional, defends himself, he's too defensive,
if you get a splash of juice in your drink,
yes, the drink's too fruity.
I don't like no man that drink a fruity drink. That's sassy.
Man, it's gotten to the point where doing gentlemanly things become sassy. Like I don't know if y'all saw the video. The chick was like, dude came to my door when we were about to go out, and I didn't like that.
It had to be a skit. It had to be a skit. It's so many things that have to be a skit. Like I pray that it's a skit. I pray that people aren't that petty. But even now, like, dudes can't even eat a hot dog. Like, you can't eat a glizzy. Guess what? I would eat a hot dog and not care.
Mustard on that thing.
Like, my thing is, I don't care. I don't care.
I don't.
Yeah.
But no Diddy, so
you ain't gonna stop my picnic.
Yeah. It's like, oh, we've come this far.
Grilled hot dog, man.
Girl, he took me to his family reunion, and they were grilling, and they had hamburgers and ribs. This nigga grabbed a hot dog. I can see that being a conversation. I can see.
I don't even like real hot dogs. I like my hot dog boiled.
Oh man, you on some country nigga now.
I like that. I like that pink water.
Oh, bro, hot dog water.
You gotta get them burn marks on there, brother.
I don't get burnt.
You're in academia, bro.
Mustard.
You're in academia.
Onions, mustard.
You can let that slave stuff go, bro.
Soft bread.
Hey, he's still from Daphne. That nigga country. Like
hot dog water, bro. Hot dog water is just. Oh my god,
that's too funny. That's too funny. One last thing on that though, I do hate how gay is weaponized, and not even just with this. I always bring this up. Like women were mad at Kevin Samuels, rightfully so at times. But the first line of attack they used on him is he's gay.
There's no defense against it, right? There's no defense. That's the first. Yeah, that is that. Especially men of that generation, and black men, is that's one of those things that you take to heart, and it's crazy.
Yeah, it's hard. Like I had to have a conversation with Sophie on that. So she's in the potty humor now. She's getting there at 10 and 11. And so Ollie was like, he said something. He was like, I like balls. I can't remember why. Exactly.
I'm laughing at Buff.
He set himself up. He set himself right up. It don't matter what he's talking about. He set himself right up.
You understand? I work with some immature, like, the first thing they would have said, ooh.
and so Sophie was getting on to him about it, right? She was making these jokes and everything, and so then she just like kind of started like asking him questions to set him up just more and more, and he'd fall for it like every time. He was like, "Yeah, I like balls. I really like those balls," or like like that.
Hey, protect my guy's son at all costs.
Yeah, but I had to have a conversation with them. I'm like, you're making a joke like that, but the reason why is because you're making a gay joke. And she's like, well, no, I'm not. I'm like, you are. Like, by saying that, you're making a gay joke, and you need to understand that. And so somebody, if you're making that joke out in public, and somebody who might like balls, and y'all cheesing him for liking balls, like that's a gay joke. And so you just got to know what you're doing. I get it. It's potty humor. It's funny. We all laugh just like, you do, but you have to know what you're doing and understand what you're doing. So don't weaponize it to be like, oh, you're gay. Like, that's the difference there, because all those ball jokes or like these nuts jokes and all that stuff, those are gay jokes. Like, let's be honest about it. So.
Good parenting moment, right?
Yeah, these nuts was not a gay joke, though.
But yeah, you're not taking nuts. You're not taking nuts.
That's why I draw the line. You can take our guns, but you will not take these.
That's true. I was an adult till I realized, like, stuff. You say stuff as a kid, like fart knocker. Like I was an adult until somebody told me that was a gay joke.
I was today years old until I realized that.
Wow. I never thought about it. You gotta know. I never thought about it. I know until somebody told me that was a gay joke.
I've only probably heard it 6 times, twice today. Yeah. And so yeah. I never thought about this.
So is lint liquor? Is that a gay joke too? Remember the chick that was lint liquor? It's probably a lesbian joke. So yeah.
Yeah, let's stop. I feel like we're gonna go too far.
We're calling them all out.
We might have already gone too far. You just never know how you offend somebody. Speaking of Sophie, where is she with us today for a joke or?
She is. Hold on, let me see if she got one. Let me go grab her.
Go further with the American Express Business Gold Card. Earn 3 times membership rewards points on flights and prepaid hotels when you book through AmexTravel.com. Whether your destination is a business conference or a client meeting, your purchases will help you earn more points for future trips. Experience more on your travels with Amex Business Gold. Terms apply. Learn more at americanexpress.com/business-gold. Amex Business Gold Card. Built for business by American Express.
This episode is brought to you by State Farm. From your morning podcast to your afternoon playlist, State Farm knows you personalize your entire day, and that's why State Farm helps you personalize your insurance with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. It offers coverage options that help protect what you care about most at an affordable price just for you. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Prices vary by state. Options selected by customer. Availability and eligibility may vary.
Hello.
Hola.
Hello. Hey.
Sophie's waving at you.
Yeah. That's Uncle Brandon.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, TJ. What's going on? We got all talk of the kids today.
Oh,
okay. All
we're
right.
talking about. All right. Where did werewolves buy Christmas gifts?
The wolf store was
Walmart.
Beast Buy. That's so good.
Hey,
all right.
The look on her face when he said Walmart, I thought he had got it.
she wasn't feeling it.
I had to let you guys think you got it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's the almost, but no.
Almost.
All right, so that was a good one. Let's go ahead and jump into it. Like Rozzy said, we have Brandon as our unofficial, official senior political analyst, along with Buff, who he's Buff, you know. Man, this was a very interesting week in politics. The second presidential debate happened this past Tuesday between VP Kamala Harris and former President Trump. How'd you guys feel about the debate?
I think I'll be in the minority, so I'll go first, and then we can have three consensus opinions on it. I think neither one of them answered questions directly, and that was a big letdown. And it reminded me of why some people hate politics. Like, you ask them a question and they give you a talking point. And so VP Harris was asked a question, yes or no, and then she could have filibustered and worked in her economic plan and all that stuff. Instead, she blew right past the yes or no and went into a whole paragraph of stuff that didn't answer the question. We know 45 doesn't answer questions, so that didn't change. On top of the fact that when he does answer questions, it's usually a lie or a myth or some made up stuff. So in that regard, I thought it was bad. Now, performative wise, she won hands down, because when your campaign tells you, hey man, she's going to try to get under your skin, be ready for that. They've been telling, the Harris campaign has been saying, we're going to try to get under his skin. You got two different campaigns saying they're going to try to get under his skin. What does he do? What does he do?
Take the bait.
Let's her get under his skin. I mean, man, she threw in that body shot about his crowds at his rallies. He couldn't let that go.
You can talk about my family. You can talk about my wife. You can talk about this country. But what you're not going to do is talk about my crowd size.
And so he worked in the whole immigrants eating pets. I didn't think that man could surprise me anymore. After knowing him nationally now for 9 years, I thought he was out of surprises. Like, when he does stuff, I'm like, you surprised? Why? But the fact that he took an internet rumor and said it on a presidential debate stage, I was like, oh, he really
multiple
said
times.
this out loud.
He didn't just like bring it up. Like, what'd you say? Never mind. Like, don't.
That was embarrassing moment number one. Embarrassing moment number two was him giving three answers to one question. Do you have a plan to replace Obamacare? I have a concept of a plan. That's answer number one. Okay, so it's safe to say you don't have a plan, right, Mr. Trump? No, I do have a plan. Answer number two. And if I become president, we'll figure something out and come up with a plan. Answer number three. I couldn't believe it. So those two moments were just completely embarrassing for him. And she looked good, like I say, performative wise. As far as answering questions, I think they both kind of, him more so, but a couple of times she did as well.
I want to jump in real quick. and I'm gonna let everybody else go. But Buff, how many years has he had to try to come up with a plan to overturn ACA?
9 of them things.
It's not like it was a new concept. It's not like COVID. Like we ain't never seen.
You know what it is though, Ferg? You know what it is? He had forgotten all about. He forgot he made that promise. When you could see the look on his face when they asked that question. He's like, "I got a concept of a plan."
It's like a plan, but it's not a plan.
What he always says is, and more information will be coming out in the coming weeks. Like that's his kind of go-to. He always says it, and you never hear any more about it. You never get the actual plan.
No, we saw that before he became president. Remember when he had people who were finding amazing, incredible things about Obama's birth certificate? They're in Hawaii right now. I got people, and you won't believe the stuff that they're finding out. He never responded back.
Nothing.
He never showed us the amazing things that they found. But that's what he does. And this dude got 73 or 75 million votes last time. So
it's crazy.
Yeah.
So, Trey Dog, I want to hear from you though before we jump in, because what you got thoughts?
Well, I think the debate went. I think it went very well for Harris. I think that Trump had opportunities to hit her, like with the Afghanistan withdrawal, inflation, things like that, but he couldn't get past himself, right, to make any points, right? He's so self-centered that he can't get past that to make those points. She baited him in a way that she made him talk about himself or defend himself in lieu of talking about anything of any substance. And I agree with Buff. I think that that she didn't really answer a lot of questions directly, but I don't think that's what the purpose of the debate was for Democrats. I think the purpose of the debate was for Democrats was for her to show herself on a national stage for the American people, to look presidential, to say, hey, look, I can do the job, and also to be there to goad him to be like, this is your alternative. Like, look, I'm over here talking, this is your alternative. And watch how easily I can get this fool to say crazy stuff. So, I mean, I honestly think she had to work with a psychologist before she did this. I think she worked with a psychologist before she did this debate, because she used so many like keyword trigger words for him. Small crowd size, John McCain, all kinds of, they think you're a disgrace, right? Yeah. Stuff that he says about people, she was giving it right back to him. And she gave it to him in a manner that he couldn't even look at her. You know what I'm saying? And she was on the attack from the beginning.
Yeah.
I was going to say, when she shook his hand, that small thing.
Yeah, from the beginning, yeah.
That threw him off
because she's totally intimidated.
Yeah. She went right to his podium, shook that hand, and came right on back. Like, He was
caught off guard.
Yeah. Just her use of like body language, because they turned the mics off and stuff. So like the hand under the chin to show that how incredulous she was with that. Like she prepped for this debate because she had a really weak debate when she was running, all right, as a candidate before. So she really didn't do well on the debate stage. She was kind of forgettable and that type of stuff. So I think she needed a lot of debate prep, but she did a really good job of kind of managing that laugh and because she has a nervous laugh. I mean, let's be honest about it. When she gets nervous, she laughs, she chuckles, and she tries to kind of cover up that nervous energy there. She was able to control that a little bit and use it at times, especially when the mic was off and they had that split screen. So like the nonverbal cues and everything that she was using helped a lot too. That eye contact with him when he was speaking, or looking right at him when she was talking, those types of things. I think she did, to Brandon's point, what she needed to do. I don't think she was there to answer questions like right on and everything, because when it comes down to it, is that going to sway anybody? Right. I don't think anybody's looking to be like, oh, she didn't answer this one question, and since she didn't answer that question, I'm not voting for her. Or if she had answered it, would it have been good enough to sway anybody? So
you're letting off the hook.
I know. I'm not letting her off the hook to say
the other side of the thing is that she gives a detailed policy question, and he says they eat cats and dogs. That's what Hillary Clinton did.
Yeah,
Hillary Clinton made those detailed answers. And he just said crazy shit and just mowed her over, over talked her, just mowed her over with crazy stuff. And she kept giving these detailed answers, but that wasn't the debate wasn't about detailed answers.
Yeah, but I do.
Well, I'm not even asking for details because she gave details.
Yeah,
she just didn't answer questions.
Right. She should have defended some of the things, like you talk about the withdrawal, right? And they were like, "Do you think what would you have done differently?" That type of thing. I think if she said, "Hey, I probably would have done exactly what Joe Biden did," and here's the fallout and here's the reason why we decided that, right? I think she could have defended it a little bit better, even if she didn't say there could have been changes, but
she Barry Sanders that abortion question too. But
yeah.
she, like where you draw the line? 6 months, 7 months? She just changed. She pivoted.
She said, I the same as Roe v. Wade.
Roe v. Wade.
And that's the thing. So she answered the question without having to say.
That's not an answer.
It is an answer. It's an answer to say we're going to go back to what Roe v. Wade did. But what that implies, though, is that she does support being able to have an abortion up to the 9th month because that's what Roe v. Wade let you do. So she answered the question without hitting the triggers for people, right? Like. So that's what she was doing, and she was trying to stay away from saying, yes, I do support abortions in certain instances up to the 9th month, like a miscarriage.
Roe v. Wade and
I don't think that's what Roe v. Wade does.
The Roe v. Wade decision after that was viability. So that's way before the 9th month. So viability means like a premature baby. It's viability.
Yeah.
But it's also Roe v. Wade was viability, but it was also about the right to have the abortion, right? And so the thing is, because when they overturned Roe v. Wade, it opened up the courts to be able to pass all these laws, right? Or the states to be able to pass all these laws about not having any type of abortions. And so while Roe v. Wade was just about viability and the how many weeks and everything, what it did is it allowed those states to come back and question and write their own laws. And so you lost that ability to be able to say, hey, this woman has an ectopic pregnancy. It's in the 20th week or whatever, but the baby's not viable. And so you can terminate the pregnancy. Though if you have this baby, the wife's gonna die, the mother's gonna die based on that. You can terminate this pregnancy. So it allowed for those things, and so that's what she was saying. Is she wants to go back to what we had when the protections of Roe v. Wade were in place. And so she answered the question without having to say those types of things.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. When you say 9-month abortion, it sounds like somebody's waiting till the 9th month to have the abortion.
Right.
And that's not what you say. You say if there's a problem, you can have
right. You can have because that's what's happening right now is like medical providers will not do any type of abortion, and that includes somebody, the baby's dead inside there. They know it doesn't have a heartbeat, and they can't actually induce the child to get to have the body
brain activity
or no brain activity. They can't do anything, and they have the woman has to just literally sit there for 2, 3, 4 more months with a dead child in them until their body expels it.
I want to jump in real quick and give my opinion, and we can kind of continue the conversation. After listening to you, very intelligent gentlemen, I think, and even the last comment, I think she did. You got to look at what was the purpose of the debate. What did she need to happen? I think one, because she's a female, she had to show strength. Her past debates were forgettable. Policies also can be forgettable as far as the things she puts out there. What's not forgettable is out of all the candidates, she's the only person I've ever seen go toe to toe with him. Like she was able to stand up against him, who's this big bully that the world thinks nobody his opponents, no opponent he's ever had. Like, screw you. I'm about to call you out on your I'm going to set you up. She did that. She showed that she could be presidential. She showed that she could be powerful. Then she kind of showed you this is what sanity looks like. And then I don't even know how she kept a straight face or straight-ish face when he said the cats and dogs thing. Like, if I was her on the stage, I'd be like, oh, like this, like how do you do this? She went toe to toe with him. She answered questions that were about her, because the things about if she would have answered those policy questions, guess what you can do? You can debate her policy. She could lose people from what she says because she's trying to get a lot of independents and undecided voters. So I feel like she was trying to keep them in limbo, and what you can't debate or what you can't argue with, like, you might not side with her policies. But for the people who are undecided or independent voters, they are like, that looks like a president. That looks like her performance is something you can't debate. Her policies is something that can turn you off. You know, hey, she's too right. She's leaning a little too right for me. She's leaning too left for me. The way she answered this question about abortions, I really didn't like that. At best, her stuff is still debatable. She didn't take a clear stance on anything. So I don't think she's going to lose any voters from not having a clear stance that already just like, I'm not going to vote for her. But I think she probably gained more people. When I'm saying she hit him with some things like you brought up his crowds, but when she said 81 million people fired you, his catchphrase, you're fired, that nigga almost a brick.
Yeah.
Like it was she and Brandon, when you said maybe she worked with a psychiatrist or something, I was like, somebody might have psychoanalyzed this dude and told her his triggers. Because it seemed like the moments where he could attack, because there was not a need, he didn't go over enough policy for her to have to go over policy. The things that he was strong in, anytime there was a strong topic where he could have, even immigration, anything like that, she hit him with something where it completely blindsided him. And when he should be talking about immigration more on an immigration question, I think, if I remember correctly, that's when he was talking about his crowds. Mm-hmm. During the immigration question, it's like
that's exactly what she did. She brought up, she hit him with the things and baited him on the questions that she was weak on. 100%.
And so I don't have to answer this because now we're talking about his side, and then she hits by like, that's ridiculous. I'm not paying people to go to the rallies. Like, it's immigration's off the table. We're not talking about immigration anymore. Now you want to bring up immigration. Now we're talking about something else. Even with the economy, you brought up the economy, and inflation is one thing. The economy is another, right? Like it's the economy is not bad at all. The markets. And she could have went that path, but the average voter is not going to be able to relate to that. You can't tell me the market.
That's what Joe Biden did, and it wasn't.
The market's doing good, and the market's doing good.
Joe Biden did that when
Joe Biden, he didn't do it at a debate, but that was his argument. Bidenomics. He was saying that the economy's good.
I know you ain't talking about June.
Yeah, he barely said it. But this is something she could talk about, but it's not strong enough because the American people, if we're saying the economy is good, and you're like, and people are saying it's more expensive now to live than ever, that's falling on deaf ears. Mm-hmm. I feel like she played that to what she needed to come out. Like, if these are 8 things or 10 things you need to accomplish, answering questions might have been the bottom 2, because it could even answering a question could cause more harm than good. Maybe Byron loves what she said about that, but Rozzy doesn't, and now you split the vote. Well,
so because of who she's going against, it's because I feel like you guys are lowering the bar for her because of who her opponent is. Nobody wants him reelected, and that's fine. I'll go along with that. That's not going to fly 4 years from now.
Agreed.
I agree. I agree there. I do think if she has a more serious candidate, she's going to have policy and stuff like that. She's going to have to answer those questions a little bit more.
She'll never be able to get under his skin and have a debate like that.
And you guys are saying that's what she needed to do, but polls are still showing voters are saying, I still don't know what she wants to do. I can't tell you what she'll do when she first gets in the White House. When Obama ran for president, I knew he wanted to change healthcare. When Trump ran for president, I knew he wanted to build a wall and work on immigration. When Hillary ran for president, I knew she wanted to do things for women. Voters are saying they still, after her convention, after this debate, they're still saying it. So while you guys are saying, I think she did what she was supposed to do, she's still running behind Biden and Hillary at the same time in the election in Pennsylvania and all the important swing states. Her momentum is tapering off. So I'm just wondering, should she have taken that opportunity? She didn't have to be all long-winded. Like I say, the first question she got, she could have simply said yes. And we are better off 4 years now than we were 4 years ago. Say yes. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I can see where you're coming from with that. I think that if she would have gave a very sophisticated policy answer, that's all the pundits would have been dissecting, and not they eating dogs and cats. So when she gives an answer like that, it gives the media something they're used to talking about, right? And they can talk about that, and they won't be talking about the dogs and cats. Yeah. So I think it's. I mean, I think we're like, in a certain sense, we're still playing 2018 politics when it's 2024 politics, and all the reasonable how things should go is out the window. We don't ever know if we're going to get back to where things used to be unless the Republican Party implodes and we get a new one, or they have some kind of like a clean house where they get rid of all these MAGA people. Until that happens, we're never going to be back to where two people are arguing about policy, right? We're not going to be there. We just have somebody saying crazy shit, and somebody's trying to show everybody else this person is crazy. Right?
She basically called him crazy. I forgot exactly what she said, but she basically called him crazy.
Well, when she dressed him down on Putin, I don't know if she called him crazy then, but she pretty much said, you like all these people that you think are strong, and they're going to play you because all they got to do is flatter you and give you compliments. And I think that was a great moment for her, the way she dressed him.
She called him a simp.
And nobody's
you a duck.
And nobody's ever like called him on his BS like that.
Yes.
Within the party, outside of the party, nobody's ever really called him out. And I think because of Byron, to your point, we're saying it's okay because she's running against Trump. And you got to look at the people who are never again. Like, you have your never again Trumpers. Like, we're not going back. Mm-hmm. But then you have people who are on the fence. And I think that's who she's catering to, is just like, how crazy this dude is. I literally showed you, this is not regular politics. Hopefully this is the last time we have to debate like this, or even worry that I've never been this worried that a potential presidential candidate could be this dangerous to the populace. Like this is a serious moment. So we're not playing anything that we've seen before. These last 8 years have been for all the marbles, and I think she's the first person that says, I understand what you're saying, or heard somebody in her camp saying, I understand what you guys are saying, but that's not what wins him over. You're beating him at his own game. You're beating him at the memorable statements. You're beating him because he doesn't have to answer any damn questions. You said he answered one question 3 times. 3 damn times.
Well, he doesn't answer questions.
He never does.
He doesn't. He especially now, more so now than 8 years. Like, he goes on these rambles and rants now.
And so she's like, I'm going to call you on that, and I'm going to show you I can be the sophisticated version of this, because all my policies can do is just tell people that they don't like my policies and not to vote for me. All right, let's go ahead and close it out, fellas.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. When your computer breaks, you don't wait for it to magically start working again. You fix the problem. So why wait to hire the people your company desperately needs? Use Indeed's sponsored jobs to hire top talent fast. And even better, you only pay for results. There's no need to wait. Speed up your hiring with a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
Well, thank you, Brandon. Everybody, once again, Brandon Davis, the professor of political science at Murphy Institute at Tulane University. My trade dog, Q-Dog, all day long, KDO4. Thank you, brother, for coming on. We appreciate you. And with that, I only thing that I have is Mobile. We're trying to do a civil rights district, and Fox 10, if anybody from Mobile knows, Fox 10 is kind of the big news station down there. That's one of the big ones everybody watches. They posted it on their Facebook page, and as you can expect, the comments got real racist real fast. So the funny part about it is you can tell they didn't even read the article or anything, because like the comments, they were talking about the Civil Rights District, which the Civil Rights District would be kind of like just saying, hey, we're celebrating that Mobile was part of the Civil Rights Movement. You know, here's some of the stuff that happened, yada, yada, yada. They were like, oh, well, that just means a lot of people are going to get in there and it's going to get real dirty real soon. And like, they were just talking about like, if we thought it was like putting black people together in a situation, or they were like, I don't know what they thought it was, but like, they didn't even understand what a civil rights district would be. And
basically some signs and plaques.
Right. And literally that's what it is. It's like, oh, we're going to have a wall, you know, you can go to some houses and maybe, you know, go down Dolphin and see some of the plantation houses and that type of stuff. And like, just have it historically accurate, like civil rights district to celebrate. They didn't understand what it was. And it just got real racist, man. So again, if you guys think we're in a post-racist society, just go to Fox 10 News' comment section, AL.com comment section, any of those types of comment sections, and you will wake up really fast to say we are not in a post-racial society. So that's all I got, man.
You go ESPN.
Brandon, did you want to go? Or you?
No, I'll just go. Co-sign Raziel said that the ESPN had a thing that there's so many black D1 quarterbacks, and all the comments was, "All y'all care about is race. Why y'all keep bringing up race?" It's like, what are you talking? What are you talking? Like, it seems like this bothers you. Like, what? Like, more than bothers? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh man.
We talked about the debate and probably the most ridiculous moment with Trump mentioning Haitian immigrants eating pets, and a lot of funny TikToks and memes came from it, man. Like with him saying that and showing the reaction of dogs and stuff like that. Very, very funny stuff. I am not the fun police. I like that kind of stuff. I laughed at most of that stuff. I shared most of that stuff. But I don't want people to forget that there's some serious consequences to the things that he said. They're already getting bomb threats in the city. Mm-hmm. They had to dismiss school early in Springfield, Ohio. And a lot of the Haitian community, there are people telling stories. They had family getting ready to visit, and they told them, no, it's not safe right now. They're wondering, should they leave and move away? Serious consequences come when important, powerful people make reckless statements. And so while we are having fun with it, and believe me, it was funny, keep in mind that it's some serious consequences behind it. And just remember that when you so-called undecided people are making your decisions November 5th.
Yeah, I want to hit on what you were saying real quick. I was talking to my former coworker today, and we were just joking. I was like, it's amazing how quickly people get behind nonsense, and people are blasting. And it's like, there's some like, from my understanding, that was like new rhetoric, right? Like, and they got behind it so fast. You know, it's at a certain point you got to like, hold on. Like, it's like, he might as well say like Haitians are raping aliens, or like it could have been anything. And no matter what this man said, people were going to get behind him. It was like, at what point do you got to like, hold on, can somebody fact check that? Like, at what point do you stop?
The craziest part was I have a couple friends that were like, I saw the videos, and I was like, really, did you? And then like somebody posted the video, and I was like, that looks nothing like Springfield, Ohio. Like, and it wasn't even like somebody.
The videos they're showing are not even Springfield, Ohio.
Right.
Yeah, and it's just, but not how dumb, rationally ignorant, is that the word we're using? Is when you hear something so outlandish for the first time. Like, I hear, maybe you heard it again and you start believing it after the 10th time, but that first time you hear that, something has to say, hold on.
Here's something to think about. Yeah, here's something to think about. So the Democrats had their version of a ridiculous rumor about Senator Vance, that he was making love to a couch. Okay, people had fun. Yeah, people had fun with it, but you don't see VP Harris coming on stage mention it, and you won't see Governor Walz come on stage and mention it. So for all the people that say both sides are the same. No, they're not. And maybe they were at one time, but this ain't your grandfather's politicians. And so I think one last thing I think the most powerful thing that's come out of this, because this all started from Springfield getting a 15 to 20,000 influx of Haitian immigrants over the last few years. And so people are getting frustrated because resources are being strained. On top of that, you had a Haitian immigrant driving a bus that didn't have a driver's license that killed 11-year-old Aiden Clark. And so that kind of started like the outrage and Facebook chat rooms sharing more and more ridiculous stuff about them. And it just snowballed into this. But what Aiden Clark's father has said, he said, I wish my son was killed by a 60-year-old white man, because then you guys wouldn't be vilifying an entire community. Mm-hmm. So he said, we can't even mourn. He was like, we can't even mourn my son in peace because we're getting hit up by all these racists and people that are trying to make, like you said, Ferg, a political point. And so I thought that was pretty powerful. Like, that dude can't even grieve properly because people have taken his son's death and it's morphed into this thing.
Yeah. Didn't the bus get hit by another car? Like, the bus got hit by a car?
I'm not sure. That makes it even.
Because they was trying to say that the Haitian hit the bus, but really the Haitian was driving the bus. They got hit by. I mean, I don't know. I haven't looked into it, but yeah, I just heard this on the news briefly.
But along those lines, I also want to make sure that we don't forget that these Haitian immigrants are here legally. They're trying to make it seem like they're illegals. They're here. They are here legally under our laws. So this whole idea about close our borders and secure our borders and stuff, they're here legally. So we could have said no to them.
Accident.
Right.
They're not in Springfield accident. A company is recruiting them to work jobs that the local people won't work. Mm-hmm. They're not here on accident. They're not in Springfield on accident. And I honestly believe, if I was in the Haitian community, I'd be like, let's go. Because this town is surviving on us right now. They need us to work in this plant, right? Our tax dollar, we're paying taxes, we buying food, we're going to the grocery store, we're putting money in the church. Let's just go. But that's a lot easier said than done. This is like,
but black people should have done that years ago. Like every minority community kind of has that when they move to an area, that backlash where let's go. But we end up staying and making the most out of it, and becomes our story. So.
Yeah, but every time you move somewhere, they'll accuse you of eating dogs and cats. The presidential candidate of the country, they'll accuse you of eating dogs and cats.
Touche. Touche. That's
what I'm saying?
Yes.
Shoot. I bet the food in Springfield got a lot better.
So much.
You got anything else, Brandon?
No, I'm good.
Well, I want to thank you for coming on, man. This has been a very entertaining political episode. This is for you, Woo. You know, you always want to talk about political episodes, so this is for you. Make sure you tag him when we do this video. Shout out to KD04. You know, that's the first time and the only time you'll ever hear me say that. KD04 minus DeMarcus. Just cuss. But, you know, I appreciate you coming on, man. Always enlightening. Buff, you always add the another way of thinking, and Risey, you just Risey. So I feel like I'm smarter from this, and nobody ever still hasn't put my mind at peace that I'm overreacting. So I'm probably not going to sleep that well tonight. So with that being said, 3 Brothers No Sense, 6 Rules of Podcast. Listen, like, share, subscribe, comment, and most importantly, listen again. Talk to you next week.